So here we go. Finally, we are at the point where the image should be saved and we need to pick a format and we need to pick a color profile. Now, if your image has to be published on a website or sent through an email or published on a forum, JPEG is fine because it's very cheap, it's very, very light. And so sRGB should be the right color profile. And there's no problem because your image is in sRGB, and a JPEG is easy to save. The only thing you need to care about is the final weight, because you don't want to send an email with an 8 MB picture, or some website where you can upload images has some limits, so you need to say, okay, the final image has to be, I don't know, under 500 kilobytes. Okay, so this is important. But if your image has to go on a magazine, should be print on a billboard anyway, you need to send the image to your, the printer guy, then a TIFF file is better, because JPEG, even if it looks good, some informations are lost. Okay, that's why it's so cheap and so light, because there is an algorithm that compress informations, and so when you compress informations, you lose them. Okay, anyway, what to do? Well, first of all, there is two ways I know to save images. Okay, beside the fact that you can go here and click on save as and pick a format, but that's not the, I would say, not the only way. Okay, is our way, but it's not the only one. You can go here on export and click on export as. And this is one way. Okay, I mean, this is kind of limited about the, I would say, quality side. So there's no a lot of things you can choose when it's about the size, but this is great if you need to export the same image in different sizes. I don't know, maybe the same image has to go on a website or on a banner, or via email, so you want to send the small version to the client. So in here you can decide how many type of sizes you want, so you can add another one and say, okay, I don't know, I want, and normally you have only the one this one, so it's basically saving the image with the 3000, so the original size, which is going to be a JPEG, because I picked JPEG from here, and it's going to be 84 megabytes. But if you add another one and say, okay, I want something like half the scale, okay, you put 0.5, and there will be a suffix on the name of the image, and so you know that this will be 1500 on the side. Okay, and you don't have to do anything else, just add as many as you need and select multiplier to choose, okay, the other images format. Here we have the quality, and of course I pick 100. The scale, okay, there is sample. Now this is important because some of these will basically sharpen the image too much, and you don't want that. So what you want to do here is to work with the Bicubic smoother if you don't want to get very sharp details. Because if in case you decrease the size of the image, let's say, I don't know, you put like a 0.3 multiplier, which means that the final image will be saved also in like 1000, then details that now are like large as a 3 pixel, they will be large as 1 pixel. And so you can feel more sharpness on the small version of the image than in the big one. And maybe you don't want that. So in case you don't want that, just go for a Bicubic smoother, and everything will be all right. Or you can just keep Bicubic automatic, but you will see there is a a slightly difference between them. Okay, you can feel the sharpness more with Bicubic automatic. And anyway, I will not pick Bicubic Sharper or the other ones, because they are too sharp when you go down with the size of the image. Anyway, here you can choose to save some copyright and contact info data into the image, to make this, to add some copyright and contact info, you need to do it here from, the project settings. And then convert to sRGB is needed if JPEG. I mean, maybe it's already in sRGB, so it doesn't really care if you have this or not. Okay, maybe this is more about Mac users because they work with Adobe RGB 98, and this is mandatory. Embed color profile is mandatory because I want to remember you that when you send the image to someone else, maybe they are working with a different color profile. You can't know that for sure. And so if you embed the color profile within the image, when they open the image, Photoshop or another software will tell them, okay, this is the color profile, original color profile of the image. Do we want to use it? And they will press yes, and they will see the image as the same, exactly the same what you see. Okay, and it's not just a matter of what you see or what they see. It's a matter of when they need to print the image, because you don't want to send this image to the print guy and then get something back which is completely off, completely different. So the embed color profile is mandatory. You should always save it in every image you send someone or you just create. Okay, that's it. And when you export all, then I just did this test with the 0.3 multiplier. You export all, then it's going to ask you where you want to save, and then you pick a folder, and then you get this result. You get this is the 3000 image, and then we have the the one which is smaller, which is 3 times smaller. Okay, and that's it. I mean, it's very simple. One is 8 megabyte, one is 1 megabyte, and that's it. So very cool feature if you need more than one image from the same artwork. Another type of saving system is export, save for web, even if it's in legacy mode, which means that, I don't know, they treat it as it's like something old. But I feel like I really like this one because it allows me to do things that the other one does not. And so, for example, here I can, first of all, I can check the image like before and after, which means that this is the actual file I'm working on, and this is the what I'm going to save. And here in JPEG, you see I can click on progressive, which means that is going to be one of those images that load little by little while you are on the web page, for example. Optimized, create smaller but less compatible files. I mean, this should be not a problem whatsoever nowadays. Embed color profile, yes, please. Convert to sRGB. In this case, we don't need it because it's already in sRGB. Quality and blur. I mean, blur. I don't want to use blur when I save an image. I don't want to do that. But the quality is something it's important. So let's say that I want to publish this on a website or on a forum. 8 megabytes is like too much. Okay, so I'm going down with the quality, and while you go down with the quality, because this is a JPEG, some artifacts will be produced, but and at the same time we go down with the size of it. But what if we need exactly one size, exactly 1 megabytes? This image should be 1 megabyte. I go here in this menu and I click on optimize the file size, and I get this menu here, and then I write here 1000 with current settings, which means that we'll keep JPEG as a format. I press OK, and then the software will handle the quality settings, and I will get something which is under 1 megabyte. Of course, you get the best result as you can get, and as you can see now, 1 megabyte is terrible to see, but you know what, this is it. I mean, it's a very large image, so a 3000 pixel by 3000 pixel at 1 megabyte is, of course, quality should go very, very low. Okay, so if you want a very good quality with 1 megabyte, you need just go down with the resolution. Just make a copy of your final image, paste it into a new file, and scale it down. So instead of going like this, you can just select, make a screenshot of your image, Ctrl+Shift+E, and then you right click, duplicate layer, put in a new file, press OK, and then go here, image size. And now we are going to do this, I don't know, like 1000 pixels, okay? And the good stuff about this is that while you go down with the resolution, you can also change the algorithm for the details, the one you get in the previous example, and you can see exactly what happens to the image when you change it. So, for example, Automatic will produce, such a result, preserve details, another result, and so on. And you will see that, for example, bCubeE Smoother is way less sharp than Preserve Details 2.0. And so it's about you. It's about what you want as a final a result. Also, bCubic is kind of smooth. You can just read here and see for example, this one is the most sharp of them all. So I will go for bCubeE Smoother and keep this one and press OK. And now with the 1K image, I can just go back in here, file, export, save for web, and just go back here, optimize the file size, go again for 1K, press OK, and now it's under 1K as quality 100, so it's perfect. So that means I can have an image that it's lower than 1 megabyte, which when is like 1K on the side. So I mean, it's about size versus quality sometimes, and that's it. So this is all. You can then save and pick a folder and save the image as you want. Okay. In case you want to save a TIFF, just go here. You don't need any compromise, about quality and size, because you're not going to publish the TIFF online. So press Save As and just go here and select TIFF is the last one. IC profile on. You don't need layers because you don't want to save all the layers in the TIFF. You just say the final result, and then you write a name and you save the result and you send it to the print guy. And then remember that if you need the image to be converted into CMYK, because maybe the print guy print in 4 colors, so you need to go here and you should start working with the working CMYK profile. So you see proof colors, and while you work, you exactly see what is going to be printed. To do so, by the way, you need to know which profile they are going to use to print, because there's a many profile, as you may know from one of my videos. So you need to take the phone, call them and ask them, what color profile do you normally use for CMYK? And they will tell you something like a name, and then you go here, edit, color settings. And here in the CMYK, you change the color profile. I don't know, one of the most used one is the, I don't know, Fokker 27 or Fokker 39. Then you pick one, you press OK, and you start working. You do your post-processing thing, and then at the end, the image is still sRGB. You can see here is RGB, but you want to see a preview. You want to see a preview in CMYK, and that's why you put proof setup. But then at the end, before sending the image to them, you want to assign the profile, the right profile. So you need to go here, assign profile, and then you say OK, and then you go here and you pick profile. And or you do this, and you pick the profile, but you need to search it then, or you can just go here convert to profile, and then you see you get the Fokker 27, which is the one we select. Then you press OK, and in this moment, when you press OK, you should not see any difference. Okay, so you can just have the same image on the RGB on the other file. You see, and you can go back and forth, and if you don't see any different in color, then you are good. If you see any difference in colors, I mean, that's a problem. And I mean, that the CMYK color profile is smaller and different than the sRGB, and so it has many less colors. And so that's it. You can't just print all the colors that you have in sRGB. So this is something that you have to solve at the beginning, at the core, before you start with the post-production. Just turning on proof setup, proof colors, and and working with this in this way. Some of you may be colorblind. If you are colorblind, don't worry, because you can go here in proof setup and just turn on color blindness, and you have two different type of color blindness profiles, and you can see if it gets better for you. I mean, I'm not colorblind, so I can't really tell if something changed, but at least you can try. Okay. This is not about saving the image, but it's about viewing the image in the right way, and then you can save it in the right way. And that's it. So in case you have more than one image on different layers, you can also export different layers in one shot. Going here, script, automate, and then, oh no, they move it. In some Photoshop, it's here in automate. Okay, there's like export layers into files, but then they move it to export, and it's here now, export layers to files. Now it doesn't work for this file, because there's only one layer. But if you have many of them, then you can pick a folder, pick a quality, and then all the layers will be saved as a different JPEG or PNG or whatsoever. Okay, so this is cool if you have, I don't know, many different layers to export at in one shot. Okay, that's it.